we've seen it live. I used to refer to him as a guy who was a grown man in a child's body in a lot of ways.
Elton John, 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 Elton John.
But his family, though, is another thing.
All right, so welcome to Elton John's Aircheck Sessions. Today, we're going to do an aircheck session with no other than, golly, I forgot. What is it?
I'm Scruffy and I'm Jang both.
Off to a great start. So, basically, we got the fella here. He did a video earlier today, and now he's doing a video later on today. And, man, hey, you do not want to do too few videos about somebody having just passed away. And so when you're always on it and you're trying to report the news and you want to get it out as fast as possible, sometimes you make mistakes, and that's what I'm here to do. Here to maybe help you along, to help your whole radio career get a lot better. So let's see. Let's put my expertise to some good use for once.
Paid a little bit of attention today. I've got a chance to see some of the live streams that went out. And everybody is entitled to their opinion and their feelings for sure. You know what I mean? And the guy was a little controversial.
I hope that we're not just going to be repeating a bunch of cliches, because this is your part of the story. You're here to deliver what you know, because you put out a video earlier today and you were on top of this thing right away. And I appreciate this. So give me that, please don't cliche me to death. Get right on into the teeth of this thing and just fry me on that grill. Let's go for it. Come on now.
But the video that I posted, the reason that it's toned the way that it is, and I want to explain that, it's not me trying to say that, we were some close thing, or that I'm, boo-hooing because Danny's gone. I think it's sad to see anybody go. It's fucked to see that. It's sad to see somebody lose their life in a parking lot, whatever the case it may have been. I'm going to show something here in a minute on that. But, it's...
Okay, man. So, I don't know exactly what you just said. It doesn't sound like it's, so far, doesn't actually have the sense of urgency I was counting on. But we're early. It's not like this is some video you made to, try to qualify yourself with someone. That would be a totally different video.
Danny was, not a part of this community, but he was one that a lot of people in this community knew who he was. And we went over there and we would, jack with him a little bit. Some of us talked to him. Some of y'all tried to be friends with the dude. He ended up paying a cost for that.
I don't know, man. That sounds like you're almost apologizing to somebody on here on your video. I really thought this was going to be like an air check where you were going to do, slam me with some info and bang, 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 bang out the hits. But so far, lots of cliches, and almost sounds like you're writing an apology video.
It is what it is. I don't need to rehash everything Danny did online, because we've all seen it. If you haven't seen it and you don't know everything, Sammy Danger is a great channel to check out. Sammy's done a great job of covering Danny over the last couple of years. Very in-depth videos, very well put together. The Sammy Danger channel. Y'all check that out.
Okay, man. That was probably, I'm going to give you about a D+ on the ad read. So when you're doing that, you want to sound like you've actually been there and spent a little time there, and you like this video or that video. Sammy Danger channel, he's got a video up with Danny smelling his fingers, whatever. Sound like you've been there before, not an in-depth. Why are you using cliches words all the time? You're starting to, I get the shakes when people speak in cliches, and you're like, go visit the Daddy Stranger. He's got the in-depth videos of the weather of the woods and all the hits from the 60s and the 90s. Come on, man. You got to do better than this.
He had a lot of mental issues, in my opinion. We've seen it live. I used to refer to him as a guy who was a grown man in a child's body in a lot of ways. And I kind of felt bad for the dude because of that.
Wait a minute, man. He was a grown man in a child's body in a lot of ways. You want to talk about that? Pretty much, this air check has gone so detrimentally sideways by now. You cliched me into a absolute mess. I'm over here sweating like I got a diabetic reaction. And you, I'm pretty sure, just said that he was a grown man in a child's body. And I just don't think you meant it that way. And you've got to, when you're gonna cliche some shit up for somebody, at least cliche in a way that sounds like something you actually meant to cliche.
Danny did a lot of fucked up shit to a lot of people on the internet that he was dealing with, women in particular. You know, we've seen him just talk horrible to women. And that one girl, you know, would probably sleep better tonight knowing that he's gone. But that being said, his family, though, is still on the internet.
I'm glad that you keep that strong conviction every single time about every single thing, every single time you get on here. That is why people come here to watch you. And man, I was wrong about you. That was some perfectly well said, true moralistic stuff. Man, you're so good at this. You're such a moral compass.
You know, last thing I want to happen is his children come across a video that was announced to this community. It was done for this community to show, you know, hey, this is what's happened. Didn't figure we got there. Shout out to 509 Media, who used the video that I did on their Facebook page. I don't have Facebook, so I wasn't going to comment on it, but I did see the video. It was sent to me earlier, and shout out to them. You know, I used their video at the end of my video, so it's kind of, you know, fair play, I guess.
Well, man, as long as you think things are fair play, this should be no problem with all the news going on and everybody fair playing and such. I can't wait for fair play.
But what they're reporting is different. I'm not on the ground there. I don't care enough to, like, try to call the police departments and find out. But I'm just going on by what's publicly available right now. And what's available right now is the fact that there was some people at the scene that was questioned. They said...
Hold on. You just said the fact. And you also said that you don't know the facts. You're not on the ground there. You don't care enough to try to get any of those facts. But you're saying the fact. And you're saying the fact is news stories. But that is all you are. You're seeing what you are doing right now on other platforms and getting, quote, the facts that way. So as long as you understand that, and we're doing this whole, you know, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Oh, what's this? Oh, hold on. Let me, a message for good job, buddy. If you see this, you are a balls out scavenger swooping on Danny's sister for an interview. Disgusting vulture. His body is still fucking warm. Wow. So, I'm sorry. What were you saying again?
Shout out to 509 Media, who used the video that I did on their Facebook page. I don't have Facebook, so I wasn't going to comment on it, but I did see the video. It was sent to me earlier, and shout out to them. You know, I used their video at the end of my video, so it's kind of, you know, fair play, I guess.
Fair play, I guess. Thanks, Jang.
So all of it's speculation at this point. And of course, people are going to speculate. They're going to have their opinions. And this, like I said, this guy was online every day for 12, 14 hours, you know?
So, people are going to speculate. Is that right? What's this here, then? Of course, Eddie is trying to exploit the dead. What? Are you on a channel where a guy is talking about everybody having their opinion and delivering the news to this community, who got his information from somebody who was just happened to be listening to Danny at 10:30 at night when no one else was, so that he could have a video this morning and be the guy that delivered the news to the community? You're not just in here saying the exact opposite of what our good buddy here is saying, who would, by the way, never what? You would never...
Danny was, you know, not a part of this community, but he was one that a lot of people in this community knew who he was.
You know, it's time for me to air check myself, and you got lucky on this one. I'm going to let you slide on the rest of this. However, you said it there yourself. He wasn't part of this community, but a lot of people in this community knew who he was. And I wonder how they found out. I wonder how. So, you can miss me, peeps, with all this shit you're talking over here. Right? You two need to work out a little better way to hide it if you're trying to hide it. That peeps stayed up all night to watch out and hope Danny dies tonight so you can get yourself a story, and then you pretty much blew covering the story and was like, I didn't even really care about it. I didn't even have to call the police department. I don't care about it, but I'm live about it.
So anyway, so for people to get upset because somebody has a different opinion from them, that is what it is. But at the end of the day, the situation is still what it is, and the guy's dead. And whether it was from his own doing.
Whoa, dude. How many cliches are you going to smash before we get out of here? God dang, dog, nigga, the dog.
Either way, Danny Stranger was always a victim of his own doing. If you look back on the things that he did, in my opinion, I feel like that a lot of the shit that we seen go on with him was directly shit that was related to things that he did to himself.
Well, in closing, I would like to say that I think maybe Danny said it best when he said, "You abandoned me," to his family. Maybe that was the mentally ill cry for help and the best he could mutter. And in that way, maybe he was a victim of their love.